I'm Alex.
And I'm Teddy.
And I'm Spencer.
And we are
The Button Mappers.
Hey, the Button Mappers.
What's up? We were both butt naked.
Playing our PS2.
Picture this. I was dicking around with my PS2.
How was I to know that it had a faulty disk drive?
It should have had a label that says don't put your thing in that.
Welcome to
Yes, welcome to the Button Mappers. We're playing PS2 for PS2, but this is not for the motherfucking Donkey Kong. But we're going to play PS2 week long.
It wasn't me.
I came up with this idea.
It wasn't me.
That played PS2, drank beer,
It wasn't me.
playing on the 64.
It wasn't me.
Check out the Discord for more.
It wasn't me.
We're gonna sing song this whole episode right from start to finish. And believe me, I brought kale and a salad with spinach. I am trying to burn some calories for my diet show. Welcome now, we will exercise this PS2 week month long. Spencer.
It's PS2 week. All we did was play PS2 games.
What?
And
if
sing
you
songs
wanna-
and be merry.
And if you
Maggie
want
and friends.
if you want to marry your PS2, head on over to Discord. We'll arrange a wedding for you. And,
And you can relive the moment through Apple Podcasts and Spodaloo.
Spodalul. Whatever the
Lost
fuck that
there.
is.
AKA Spotify.
It's actually Spotify. Spodalul isn't a thing.
Spodaloo. Yeah, we'll market that.
A pod bucket's a thing.
Right. That we stopped promoting. Check out Podbucket.
Spencer, how you doing today?
Pretty super. It's a Saturday morning. Got the kids out.
Don't give away our when we record.
What? on a day
It's
of the week.
Monday. Spence.
Yeah, it's Monday.
Oh, okay. It's a beautiful Monday weekend morning. The kids are out. Sun's shining. The birds are chirping. The PS2 is humming. I can hear
Oh,
the
yeah.
laser.
What's the fucking thing you said to me another day in the suburbs?
yeah.
That's not me, that's Bill.
Whatever it was a fucking
Oh,
I
God.
remember that Bill quotes, man. Call him Bill.
another day in the suburbs.
Long-loved fan of the show. Where's he been? Bill needs to respond more.
So yes, we are doing another week with whatever console. We're doing the PS2 because it's PS2 month.
Yep, last time we did one of these was a week with the N64 for Nintendo 64 November. Check it out if you haven't already. All we did then was play Nintendo 64 for a week, except we all played something else, which we could also talk about. And that was the theme for this week. Did you play nothing but PS2?
Or
for
PS2.
Alex,
PS2. It's like it's like.
did you
it's like-
play only PS2 this week?
None of us did it. Let's be honest.
I put my Switch on for 5 minutes. Spencer, did you set up your PS2?
Sure didn't.
Teddy, how about you? Oh, that's funny you should ask. I really tried to play my No, I didn't.
I mean, listen, last time we tried this and we none of us did it fully, so this time it was kind of a loose thing. It was like, as long as you play a little bit of PS2 each day, it counts.
Yeah.
It matters.
Number one PS2 fans right here. Nothing but PS2 except Switch, Xbox, and Lego Leagues.
Lego Legends.
Let's try to do the GOG with the League of Legends. Lego Leagues!
Lego League!
League
Yeah,
of
but
Leagues.
I've been playing Shin Megami Tensei 4 on my 3DS. I'm not talking about that today, but I'm just saying.
So how do you feel about Shin Megami Tensei 4 on the 3DS? Okay, moving on. PS2 week. The way to start this is talk to us about your experience playing the PS2. What games did you play, etc. Spencer, I feel like starting with you today.
Well, I got the PS2 when I was just a
Spencer,
baby.
your voice changed. What's going on, man? Do you have a cold? I have Robitussin.
It's oddly specific. Yeah, you want to know what games I played?
Talk to me about what games you played that represent PS2.
Okay, well, I'm the RPG guy, so most of mine are RPGs. No, I did not finish any of them, obviously. But it was just like dipping my toes back into some of these games from the past. And some of them are remasters, so I apologize. But I did not want to bust out I think I have a PS2 in the garage, if I do. And I didn't want to bother. So any of the games I played, I either had on my computer, or I had a remaster somewhere, or I played it on like one of the PS2 classics on the PSN. And so here we go. And two of them I will not mention because they will be in future videos. Or actually, one of them will be in a past video. It's a weird, because it'll be on the game talk that is currently going backwards.
So basically, he's not going to talk about anything today.
Yeah.
What is this, Chrono Trigger? I'm very confused.
Yeah.
I didn't play that part of the timeline.
So, without further ado, here they are. Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga.
Lame.
Oh,
Cool.
okay. Jeez.
You're playing it, Shin Megami Tensei.
That was the
right
joke.
now.
I opened the video by saying I'm playing Shin Megami Tensei 4.
And the Hypocrisy Award goes
Jeez.
to...
Here we go. I didn't know we were judging the games we were playing either.
No, I am. That's what's going on.
I'll notate that. I'll remember that. It's a Fallout 4 quest.
Oh, okay.
He'll remember that.
Spencer will remember that. He'll think of
Yeah.
it.
For those that can't see, there's a little thing that just popped up on the lower third that just said that I will remember that quote. I played Final Fantasy 12. That's on the Switch.
Woo!
And I played Jack X Combat Racing, which I was pleasantly surprised by, but I also think it looks better because it was upscaled on that PS5. And then I played Rogue Legacy. Or sorry, not Rogue Legacy. I get those mixed up. Rogue Galaxy, which was a level 5 game on the PS2 that I wanted to like a lot more than I did. And I played Stella Deus, The Gate of Eternity, which I think is one of my favorite games on the PS2.
Rock me,
Rock me
Stella
out
Deus.
this. Yeah. I was trying to jump in with that, but you beat me to it.
What's going on?
Rock me, Stella Deus. Go ahead,
Hello,
Spencer.
Deus.
Talk to us about your PS2 games.
And those are the games that I played.
No, Rock Me Amadeus.
No, what's that?
Woo, rock me, Amadeus.
What's that?
It's a song by Legend Falco.
Legend Falco?
Well,
This is your homework after the
he's
show.
a legend, but his name's Falco.
We will share it in the group chat, okay?
Is this
Maybe
a hip hop song?
No,
No.
What is
no,
it?
Even I know this.
it's like an '80s pop song.
It's okay.
Like Amadeus.
No judgments.
Amadeus.
Oh, and they parodied it in The Simpsons with the. Okay.
I'm sure they did. They parodied everything. So I'm probably in The Simpsons at this point.
You're in The Simpsons? You're one of
Somewhere.
The Simpsons? Okay.
Yeah.
Living the dream right there. That's
well,
the
I'm
American
the dog.
dream. Look, Ma, I'm in The Simpsons.
Well, those are my games. And then I played 2, obviously, that I won't talk about because they'll be in other videos that we do.
Spencer, talk about it.
Jack X Combat Racing, I played specifically because I got a pack of that for another reason we won't talk about, but I got a pack of all the Jack games.
Spencer, just fucking talk.
Well, I don't want to spoil the other videos that we do down the road.
Okay.
But
Well, technically you won't be. Well, technically you're not spoiling anything because this is happening after the game talk. So if you're talking about the game talk,
no, this is not.
Okay.
This one isn't
Oh,
the game
okay.
talk.
I
One of
thought
the
you
games
were
that I
saying
played will be
you
in the
had-
game talk.
oh, okay. I was like, you can't spoil that because this is happening after.
Yeah, no, the Jack X I got because of a thing we're doing later, but I got it in a big package of Jack games. I'm really jacking off here. And I got Jack X, and I was like, that one I don't think we'll play specifically, so that would be pretty safe. And I was pretty impressed by it. I'm not a big kart racer guy, but I was impressed visually that it just controlled really well, and it had a lot of. I mean, it had the concepts you're expecting, but I like that it took a more like health approach to the cars, which I like way more than just a one-hit kill. I like the shooting it with machine guns and stuff. I mean, I didn't play it a ton, but I had a good time with it.
That game's less like a kart racer, and that game's more like Burnout with guns.
Yes. Yeah, and I like that. I like that a lot more. I don't like kart racers as much, so I enjoyed that it was like emphasizing the combat a little bit more and being like tear each other up. And I like that it had like extra screens when you blew somebody up in a cool way, and it was like, let's watch that again in slow mo and stuff. It was, I really took to that. I think I probably like that concept. I don't know if I like the game more, but I certainly like the concept more than a Mario Kart or definitely that Crash Bandicoot racer that I tried. I did not like that one. I think Jack X might be one of my favorite kart racers if I put more time into it.
Were you confused by the story? Because I know you haven't played the other games.
Oh yeah, I was confused, but I didn't care. It was fun. Like I didn't know the characters, but it didn't seem like I needed to. It was pretty straightforward. Like, you're poisoned and have to win these races. Like, okay, whatever.
Which Crash racing game are you comparing it to?
The CTR, I think that one.
The first one?
Yeah, I did not like it.
You motherfucker.
I didn't like the drifting in it. I thought it was really bad. I guess
Okay,
I'm just used to Mario Kart. It could be fine. I'm just used to the Mario Kart drifting, and it seemed I couldn't get the hang of it.
It's different. It's more timing based, but you can like gain more boost depending on your drift on like in that game. It's very strange.
Yeah.
It's like whenever I play the one on Switch, whenever I play that with somebody else that's like used to Mario Kart, I have to like teach them how to do it, because it's like if I just do this and they don't know how to do it, I'm gonna win every race.
Yeah. No, I noticed that immediately. Like, I wasn't gonna win any of these races if I didn't master that. And again, I'm not a big kart racer guy, so it's not like I'm gonna put in a bunch of time to learn it. So it's the simpler the better for an egghead like me. Rogue Galaxy, I really wish, and this holds true from back in the day. So I got into that just because of Dragon Quest VIII, because it's a level 5 game, and they're like, it combines like Star Wars with your traditional RPG and like an action setting. And I'm a big Star Wars guy, and I was like, that sounds cool. And the game has a lot going for it that's really cool. It's got a nice cel-shaded look. I just think the combat is not as great as they intended it to be. The characters are cool, and everything else is kind of cool. There just seems to be something missing with this one. I really want to like it because of the level 5 stuff, but didn't really grab me in any significant way. Stella Deus, if you are into Final Fantasy Tactics, which I hear a lot of people are, I just think this is the best tactics game ever made, personally. The art is really cool. It comes from a guy who helped out with Persona, so if you like Persona's art, especially like old school Persona, it's very akin to that. It's so complex. It has different like weapon customization. Weight is a factor to it. It's just very, very good. I'm really surprised that it didn't take off in the same way that other games did. Maybe on the PS2, just the RPGs weren't as big of a thing as they should have been. I don't like how RPGs really turned out on the PS2, which is kind of one of my factors in not liking it as much overall as the PS1. But Stella Deus, man, if you get a chance, you should check that game out. It's phenomenal for a tactics game. Final Fantasy 12, I have some pretty interesting history with.
What? Sorry, I was cheering.
I don't particularly love this game. Actually, when I was telling Teddy in one of our other talks, I got Dragon Quest VIII just so I could play the demo for Final Fantasy 12, and immediately figured out it was really boring, and I ended up loving Dragon Quest VIII so much more. But I did end up getting Final Fantasy 12 on the PS2 when it came out. I got like the whole book for it and was all jazzed. I was like, this is gonna be my first big Final Fantasy, and I don't know, it didn't grab me. It's a good game, and I played it on the Switch later, and I have a different appreciation for it. I don't know. One big problem I have with it, and it's not really its own fault. It's not Final Fantasy 12's fault at all. Is I just don't like political stories. I don't I don't follow, like, I don't Game of Thrones, any of that stuff where it's like this nation versus this nation. I get lost in it. I don't care. I'm more interpersonal. So when you start out a game, you're like, the Arcadian army has attacked the Nifilian army, and in the year 20,000, like, I am just gone. You've immediately lost me. So anything that sounds like that, I'm gone. So unfortunately, I think Final Fantasy 12 was a lot of that, and it helps if once you get past all that and you start playing with the characters. I think it's a lot more fun. And then finally, Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga. That is a beautiful looking game, and its art style really held up. I think it's one of the better PS2 RPGs out there, and I can't wait to play it more, which that's a nod and a wink to something else. So that's all I'll say about that.
Can you say that name 5 times fast?
Yikes. Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga. Digital
XY. Alex, you go.
Where I go?
Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga. Shin Megami. I can't do it either.
I can't do it. Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga. I have a speech impediment anyway, so it's not gonna happen.
We all suck. Spencer, how's the RPG mechanics in that compared to like other RPGs and other SMT games?
Very basic. It's the same. It follows. The Shin Megami Tensei series always kind of followed a similar formula of, I mean, you have the similar, even the names of the spells are the same, like Bufu, Mabufu, etc. And then Shin Megami Tensei always focuses on the combination of like they're weak against a certain thing, and really the combat is always different based on how they can capitalize on exploiting weaknesses. So sometimes it'll be extra turns, etc. And so that's the only way it separates itself. Other than that, it's your traditional SMT game. What sets it apart is I mean, honestly, the setting doesn't even really separate itself because it's always post-apocalyptic. Like that's always how these games are. But it's got its own thing, and you have yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
And you have your own, big monster that you turn into and everything, and it's a little more gory, I guess, but they're all kind of dark. So it doesn't really. It's just I love the characters, I love the art, and I love I just love Shin Megami Tensei. I'll find any excuse to play any of those games. In fact, I've got the 3 reserved, so I'm ready to go on that. So
woo. Consider it archived.
I don't know. We'll see in my time.
In 5 years. Any other last words, thoughts on the games played?
Any last words before you die, Spencer?
Oh no!
When Diddy Kong returns.
It's so serious. No, I think I've said what I needed to say on these. I really think the PS2 is great, but ironically not for RPGs. So that's all I need.
All right. We'll consider it Alex's turn. Alex, you're up.
Hey, what's up, everybody? So I didn't play as many games as Spencer because I'm not a special Spencer. But I did play on my actual PS2 unlike Spencer. Which I just want to talk about the PS2 controller for a minute. I used to like that controller a lot. Now it feels like goop.
I played that game.
It's really mushy.
On the Sega Genesis.
And that's not just my one controller. I have many controllers that feel like this. I don't know if it's just, I don't know what happened. It just doesn't feel good. So I played 3 games for my PlayStation 2, not 3. The first game was, I played a little bit of the first Ratchet & Clank. I've been in sort of a Ratchet & Clanky mood. I did a video about ranking the Ratchet & Clank games. Go check that out. I'm excited for the new one, so I was like, I'm gonna go back and play the first game. I played a little bit of the first game. It's a game that I grew up playing, and I love that game. After that, I went on to play Shinobi, PS2 Shinobi, a game that I absolutely love. It's hard as fuck. Sega's never really revisited this concept. It had a sequel called Nightshade, but it was kind of not as good. And then after that, I played. Since I did Mega Man 64 for the first episode, I figured this time I would do another Mega Man, and I did Mega Man X7, and I regret every minute of it. The game is not good. X7 is not good. I had never played much like X7 and X8. I've always heard mixed things about. I've never played either one of them, so I decided to jump into X7, and yeah, it's controls like butt, and
So
it looks like butt.
It just controls and looks like really. I thought the X series was pretty revered.
Oh, it is. But here's the thing: is that X? Okay, so Mega Man X. I played the games up until I think maybe like I've dabbled in 5 and 6, but I know 1 through 4, and those games are great. And then I think 5 and 6 is where it started to fall off. But at that point, it was still on PS1, so they're still making like 2D style games. With X7, they jump over to 3D, and at that point, the story is just super convoluted. The gameplay transition to 3D doesn't work. They have 2D sections, but the movement's very slow and clunky. And they introduce a new character named Axel, not Axel Wolf, Axel, and he has like 2 pistols and stuff, and he shoots. But I don't know I can't figure out how to aim with them. And then it moves into these really awkward 3D sections. If you're playing with Axel or Mega Man X or whatever, shooting isn't that bad. If you're playing with Zero and you have to attack everything with the sword, you get good fucking luck, because you move as slow as Kirby and Kirby 64. It's a fucking nightmare. Yeah, and it's just really bad. I played a little bit into that.
Was X7 made like early or late? Must like in the PS2 life cycle.
I don't know. I'm guessing it would be earlier on, because they did X8 as well on
Right.
PS2, and then I think they also did X Command Mission, which is like a RPG style game, I believe. Yeah. So I'm guessing 7 was early on, but and it's funny. I actually remember playing X7 as a kid. Like I would rent it. And of course, I was a kid, so I was like, "Oh, it's Mega Man! This is awesome!" And I remember I used to have toys of like a couple of the characters, like Axel and like Zero and stuff. And I always thought they looked so cool and stuff. So I kind of had fond memories of this game in a way. I think going back and playing it now, I was just like, "Holy shit! This game is bad. It's really bad."
Oh no!
So
I mean, it would
yeah.
be cool if they did mention Axel Wolf. Hey, Axel Wolf. Do you have any toys
but
for
yeah.
Axel Wolf?
I wish. So that's all I played. The highlights is definitely Ratchet and Clank and Shinobi. Shinobi's phenomenal.
Is Shinobi? I think I remember you saying this in a review a long time ago, that it was a really hard game. Do you still agree with that?
Oh yeah, no, dude, that game's brutal. I did a review back when I was doing like the old videos on Frickin' Frag. Yeah, that game's hard. But it's fun. It always feels fair, like because the controls feel fluent, the level design feels fair. But it's just like it's that kind of hard that where like when I die, it feels like it's my fault. The difficulty in that game definitely comes from the platforming, which is nice, because if you think of like ninja games of that era, you think of like Ninja Gaiden, which is all about combat. The platforming, and also the fact that your life drains unless you're getting kills, so you have to constantly be killing enemies. If you stray too long without killing any enemies, you're gonna run out of health. So it has like a weird timer mechanic, which is actually kind of fun because it keeps you on your toes. I beat this game years ago. I think around World 6 is where it really started to hand me my ass when I played through it the first time. But I think that game's phenomenal, and I'm really surprised they haven't touched that version of Shinobi again. Like I said, they did Nightshade, but it was like a different character, and it wasn't as good. This game, it doesn't even have Joe Musashi from the old games. It has like a guy named Hatsuma. He's got like a really long, stylish scarf, so when you move around, the scarf flows in the wind and stuff.
I remember that.
Yeah. It's cool as hell. I don't know why they don't do anything with that. I don't know how it had to have sold okay, because they made a follow up, So
You'd think it would fit in well with like the Dark Souls crowd. They would like a game. I mean, and so many of those style games that came out just in PS4. Oh, and all of them. Like,
I think that's just Sega. Doesn't want to touch a lot of their old IPs. So Shinobi. I think the last Shinobi game was like 3DS, which is pretty good, honestly. But
They only want to touch their IPAs.
their IPAs, Sega beer.
Sega getting drunk, putting out Sonic.
God,
Do you think Ratchet and Clank is like a mappable game?
definitely. I love that game. It's hard to go back to because of how much like the improvements the other games make within the combat itself. Like it feels clunky in the first game, but I get it. It was their first attempt of like doing that kind of like gunplay platformer type thing. But man, that game's story and the world is just fucking phenomenal.
Isn't it
I absolutely
bizarre
love
they
it.
never put that on like the PS4 shop?
Yeah, it's weird. They had like they re-released the trilogy PS3, but yeah, they never put it on PS4. That's so bizarre. Same thing
only
with like fucking Sly Cooper too. They never put those on there.
Yeah, my primary experience with it was on that PS4 version. I didn't finish that. I've dabbled a little bit in the PS2 version. Which one do you think newcomers should jump to? I know I watched your video and I know the distinguishment between like the story and the gameplay in the two games. But where would you recommend people?
It's tough. Definitely, I would say probably PS2.
Right.
As much as I like the gameplay in the PS4 version, the story is trash.
Yeah.
I think while the gameplay is a little clunky in the first game on PS2, it's still doable, and you're gonna have you're gonna enjoy the story a whole lot more. So I think for a newcomer, wants their first impression of the series, definitely the first game.
Very cool.
Teddy Kong.
In honor of Donkey Kong. We've had a whole month last month, which you guys in the audience can check out our content, and you should subscribe if you like that mappable content. We come with the maps, we come with the mittens, we come with the maps and the mittens.
Teddy played Ape Escape 3. That's the one where they take over the television. I actually have that.
Might have liked that. That might have been cool.
It's a good game.
Yeah, I'd look into that. I did not play Ape Escape 3. I did get my PS2 HDMI upscaler cables, which was awesome and has completely changed how I understand the PS2 and what it's capable of. I've been so used to over the years playing this thing on my HD TVs, and it looks like shit. It just looks terrible. It's so blurry. It's a shame because there are a lot of games that really do look great, but just through audio visual and our red, yellow, white cables. I think that's composite cables.
Yeah.
It's draining on my eyes. I can't believe I put 30 hours into SMT Devil Survivor 2 Raido Kuzunoa versus King Abaddon, and I'm not saying that 5 times fast. Great game, but I didn't play that this week. I started with I've been playing Chrono Cross, and so I've been using my PS2 as a Chrono Cross machine. I probably put a good 3 hours into that. I played 3 original PS2 games on the PS2, and then I played Okami HD on my PS4. I'll start with the first one, Pac-Man World 2. I booted it up, and it wasn't picking up my memory card, and it was bizarre to me because it was the first game I put in my PS2. I was like, oh no, did my memory card corrupt? I remember using this thing, and I already started it, so I just wanted to play around with it, even though it wasn't going to save. Very different from the original Pac-Man World. It's the original Pac-Man World is like a 2.5D platformer. This is more 3D, and it's a little finicky with the camera, but still fun. I still like the objectives. There's they have the collectible fruits, but they also have a bunch of these kind of like special Pac-Man pellets. I don't remember exactly what they are, but they let you unlock arcade games in the main town, which is cool. It was really weird that the main town is a level. I don't understand why. But I guess I get it because like Banjo-Tooie and Kazooie do the same kind of thing with the overworld. But that was fun. I would like to try that. I'd have to get an original PS2 memory card, though. I talked that out with Alex. The next game that I played was Shadow of the Colossus. I played, and I want to talk a little bit about this. I had a rough night last night. I got into like not exactly a scuffle, not like an actual fight, but some guy in the street, like he was blocking up the whole road, and like I got on my mom's car because like my mom was just sitting there, and I popped my head out the window. They were just talking to a bunch of kids. I was like, hey, move, or like I was telling the kids, like tell them to move, and the guy like pulls up real quick, like with his car, he just jets and then stops right in front of my mom's car and is like, you fuck with the road, motherfucker. And I was like, put my hands up. I was like, I don't want none of this. So I was like, Ma, back up. And but that whole thing was weighing on me because I just didn't like my mom being in that situation. Like if I wouldn't have put myself in that situation, but like the fact that we were in that together, I was really stressed out. So last night, you know, I drank a beer to calm my nerves, and I booted up Shadow of the Colossus with no anticipation whatsoever. I've owned this game for 15 years. I can talk a little bit about that, but I don't want to, you know, get too much into it. And you know, I was sipping my beer, and I have it connected through the HDMI cables, and the opening cinematic made me feel like a kid again. Like, it was just so powerful, like a cinematic moment, like this kind of artistic thing with like its advantage over the bridge, and you know, this kind of like the music is really like, it's very different. It's, you know, it's not like music you would listen to outside of the game, but it has some kind of feel to it. And I watched the whole thing all the way through. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to start the game. I start the game, and it picks up right from where the damn trailer leaves off with the guy going down the bridge. And I was really getting into it. And then I was like, all right, I remember this. I get on the horse. You know, I'm holding the sword up. I'm going to find the Colossus. I get to the Colossus. I spent like 10 minutes on this Colossus, and I'm like, it's cool, but, you know, it was moving really slow, and it's completely antithetical to everything I just experienced right before that. So I didn't quite take that one down. I might like to get on PS4, but honestly, it looks so good even on the PS2 upscale.
It's a good game.
I was shocked.
Good looking game.
It was really so I would be able to play it on PS2. That's all I'm going to say about that. Last game I played was SSX, and kind of similar to your Crash story. I just was not getting the controls down. It was weird because like you can bend, but then you can't turn. And you like when you bend, you jump, like you jump off the jumps, but like I couldn't get the tricks down. I remember SXX like having a better time with it. I don't know if it's just this version or if it's I just suck at this, but I got to get a feel for it. So that was my primary PS2 experience. I did play. I booted up Okami HD before this call started, but I didn't have enough time to go back into it. But I am excited to try it again.
I thought you were gonna say. So I got home and I played Shadow of the Colossus, and I fucking murdered the Colossus with all my rage.
I don't have that dark past.
No,
that sounds like a GTA San Andreas boot up. Would have done you some good.
So we all played very different games, which is interesting. I don't remember what all we played on the 64, but I know there was some like crossover between like, oh, we played, you know, Nintendo games and Rareware games and stuff, you know. So it's very interesting to hear all of our PS2 experiences and hear that we all played things that are very different and unique to one another. And I think that's just kind of like what the PlayStation brand is good at.
Well, I know you guys, both of you followed up a game that you played. Like Spencer, you did a Star Wars game in N64 week, and you also did one here. And then Alex, you did the Mega Man. I didn't do anything like that, but I did follow up Pac-Man World. Go ahead.
I didn't play a Star Wars game.
What's Rogue Squadron? Is that what you said?
Rogue Galaxy.
Rogue Galaxy.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the fucking Star Wars. Okay, never mind.
That's GameCube anyway.
Okay.
Ooh, that would have been a good one though. That game was fucking good.
Come back for GameCube. Jude.
GameCube Ember.
Wait, this is Jude. Shit.
This is PS Tune.
Okay. So, in playing these games, I guess what's one takeaway that you had about your experience playing that era, playing that system, playing some of those games?
Mine is definitely, since I was using the actual hardware, is that like, I don't know if it's just like my stuff, but it just aged kind of poorly. You know what I mean? And I don't remember having this issue playing PS2 back in the day. You know, like it felt like the newest, you know, whatever. And like I said, like playing with just using my PS2 controller, you know, compared to PS3 or PS4, just felt really goopy and kind of gross, and didn't, you know, they feel kind of mushy and stuff.
Do you
and
have a PS1 controller?
Yeah.
Maybe try that. Because I don't like my PS2 controller either. I just use my PS1 controller.
Oh, okay. I see. I have well, the thing with the PS1 controller is that some games won't support it, because I do have a couple of like the PS1 controllers with, you know, with like the analog sticks. But you know, some games will use it. But I have like two black PS2 controllers, and then one, which is the one I use, one like blue aqua see-through one that I got for free. I don't know if I ever told you guys that story or not. of my free controller, my free PS2 controller. I was at a game store and I was actually buying a copy of Drakengard, but the PS2 controller I had was a little finicky. So I asked the guys, I was like, "Hey, do you have a PS2 controller laying around?" They go, "Oh, let me look around." And he comes back and goes, "Well, we have this one, but we don't know if it works. So you can just have it." And the only thing that was wrong with it is that like the rubber on the start button looks like somebody took a little bite out of it.
Just a
So
little nibble.
that's why they. Yeah, so it works fine. It pauses everything too. It's just like I have to like kind of push that in a little further. But like, yeah, I was just like, okay, free controller, I guess. So yeah, that's the
Nice.
controller I use. It's just this free controller I got like 5 years ago.
I'll definitely clip that and title it "How to Get a Free PS2 Controller."
Bite the start button.
when the cashier's not looking, take a bite. Hey,
On
is
the
there
start
something
button.
wrong with this?
Yeah. Well, shit, we can't sell that. Just take it. Like chewing on the button.
I guess I took away that I was impressed by the games that I saw. Like I was impressed graphically by all these games, but I also realized that I think I tend to like games that came out later in the PS2 life cycle. Like a lot of the like Final Fantasy 12, Shadow of the Colossus that you mentioned, Rogue Galaxy. Like these games came out on the later end, and I'm the further closer to the beginning, I start to lose interest. Like I love Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I adore that game. I played a shit ton of it. I don't think I would like Grand Theft Auto 3 as much. I mean, maybe I would, but I just haven't played it, and I don't really want to, because it's like, why, if you have San Andreas? So, I do think some of the games show their age, and I would be wary to go back and play them.
Yo, Vice City's pretty fucking good, though. I love Vice City. Just throwing that out there. Thank you.
I wanted
PSA.
to give you a chance. Yeah, it's hard for me to have a takeaway other than like just that I've vastly underestimated the potential of this thing, and it's amazing what a set of cables can do. The games themselves, though, like I don't know if it really fits my like my total personality of the type of games I like. I mean, I love the SMT games, and I know there's a bunch on there, and so I would be interested to try Digital Devil Saga. I have it on the shelf. It's one of the more affordable ones now, so that's good. I remember enjoying Persona 4 back in the day. I liked Okami, but I kind of liked the Wii, like the brushstroke aspect of it with the Wii controller. I don't know how that's going to hold up for me. I love playing the PS1, and I love that kind of backwards compatibility aspect of the PS2, which Nintendo has mostly failed to incorporate, except in their handhelds and on the Wii U. I feel like there's
if you
more.
could put a Wii U disc in the Switch, I'm just saying, if you could put a Wii U disc in the Switch, that'd be terrifying. Keep going.
It would make a lot of the library obsolete. I don't know. I'd like to spend more time with the library, get to know it a little better. There's not that much I really want to play on it, though. If I had to pick another console, I would.
Which is fucking nuts, dude, because the PS2 library went from like 2001 to, like 2001 to 2014, I believe, was like the last title released. Oh, holy shit!
Is it the biggest library?
It's got to be up there.
Yeah,
there's a shit ton of games for that thing.
I feel it works to its detriment, or
maybe, I don't know. I feel like just like the Wii, there's a lot of trash, definitely. I mean, who's gonna play Big Mother Truckers or Pimp My Ride on the PS2?
I think the PS2 has a shitload of quality games.
It does. I'm just saying, but hey, just with a library that big, you're also gonna have a lot of garbage.
Spencer, you feel it's lacking in the RPG department?
No, I just don't like how the RPGs evolved on it. I like the PS1 RPGs a lot.
Yeah.
And Final Fantasy X, not really my thing.
Yeah.
12, not really my thing either. And they're not bad games. Neither of those are bad games. They're just not how I prefer to play them. I prefer the SMT design if we're talking about PS2 RPGs. I think they did better for what I like.
Oh, and that's not really a fault of the console. That's just a fault of this era where they were trying to shift away from
Yeah,
a
exactly.
certain style.
And you can see it kind of play out in like the next series of consoles that they just kind of gave up on RPGs in general. But I just think the RPGs aren't my taste on the PS2, which is unfortunate because there are a lot. There's a ton of RPGs on there.
I mean, and even compared to, still compared to the Xbox and GameCube, this is where you go for RPGs.
Yeah.
But I would say of this generation, if you're playing RPGs, you're probably on like the GBA. Or like
That's
the
true.
DS.
GBA is an awesome RPG machine.
Yeah, I would say like that's where mostly RPGs went. where it's the handhelds.
Yeah, the GBA, the DS, the 3DS. Like for some reason, that weird niche just kind of took off in that direction instead of consoles.
Like,
It's really
okay,
odd.
We're going over here.
I don't know why that happened, but it's freaking awesome.
Well, even the PSP. I forgot the PSP was out.
Yeah, like all RPGs are just like
halfway
let's make
through
them
the-
handhelds. Like
Yeah.
it's ironic
So-
because they're also like the longest games ever. Like why did they specifically go to handhelds? But they just did. I don't know why.
Taking a really long dump.
Do you guys hear the baby in the background?
Yeah.
I don't
Baby.
hear it.
Okay, this is probably better for you. I'm just suffering through the torture right now.
Was there a crying baby?
Teddy?
Yeah, it's bad. Like a
Teddy who?
shrieking, howling baby.
Whose baby did you steal?
Nobody's.
Okay, I can like very, very faintly hear. Only if I'm listening for it.
You know what's funny?
How would you
the
calm
first-
this baby?
The first week of we got interrupted by the ice cream
truck. Yeah,
No,
that's why I
but
called attention to it.
maybe if we had an ice cream truck, it would calm the baby.
Shit, we just need to combine N64 and PS2 weeks. Great, I can go play Kirby 64 and A Bug's Life.
Oh yeah, Bug's Life.
The best game.
Oh, yeah.
Best the N64 I saw for Kirby 64 and A Bug's Life. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. It's funny you mentioned not liking the stick controls for Okami, Teddy, because that's how I played it originally. Was the PS2 version.
Oh, for Okami? Interesting.
Yeah, I
And
actually
you
don't
liked
mind it. Yeah, I don't mind it at all.
What's wrong with you?
I don't mind it at all.
I was wrong.
What?
I'm
I don't mind.
on savagery today.
What?
I apologize.
What other?
David,
Well,
your guns
dude,
blazing
it's
like, fucking
since
dog
that
Spencer.
fucking,
God
since that
damn it.
fucking, since your little encounter yesterday, you've been on edge.
Right, get ready for PS2 week, ready to rumble.
You
I
remember
watched
the-
a little bit of wrestling footage online.
Why?
Why?
Because you guys, like maybe not you guys, but just like
I don't
the
say
YouTube
me. I
guys,
don't give a shit. I hate wrestling. Don't give a
the YouTube guys always mention like these wrestling jokes, and I don't fucking get it.
Oh,
So
you're just trying
I
to
watched
get
a little
in.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh,
and-
he's
I don't wanna
fucking
see-
awesome.
I don't want
Yeah.
to see big sweaty guys grabbing each other.
Oh,
Alex.
dude, you. The best I can describe wrestling is it's a bunch of huge dudes on steroids and other drugs. I guarantee you other drugs.
Yeah.
That are paid a shit ton of money to pretend to fight each other.
Yes. Oh my god.
It's
I was
phenomenal.
watching like an actual. I was like looking at the top views. First off, John Cena, the whole stage comes in to like to make him like not fight the other guy. I don't remember his name. You must know what I'm talking about, Spencer.
I mean, it might be Brock Lesnar, but
Yeah, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah, this stuff's so staged. Well, and then there's the other one, Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage. He gets up and he's like, and then they shake hands. I'm like, the fuck is this?
Well, of course it's staged, but that's a crazy argument because every bit of entertainment is staged. But that's I think we're getting away from PS2 months right now. I mean, I can talk to you about this if you want, but
I'm pretty sure Ultimate Muscle was a PS2 game.
there you go. All right. So anyway, with wrestling,
I have an aversion to sports in general, so
wrestling is the furthest thing from a sport.
it's still overpaid.
Why would you be mad at
You
how
know,
much they're
athletes.
paid? It's No, they're not athletes. They're freaking cokeheads.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing, right?
No, it's
Whatever.
not. I promise you.
I mean, we're basically wrestlers in Terry's character creation.
That's true.
Hey, thanks. I hate it.
I hate this life that's been chosen for me.
Yeah, you didn't give my avatar a choice.
You gave him a belt. I wanted my pants to sag.
Yeah. In prison, that's a sign of availability.
I
Hi,
didn't know that.
ready to work.
Isn't that
I'm available.
hilarious?
Is it really?
Like, that's where that's where that started. Yeah, in prison, that was a sign of you being available.
Jeez, I didn't know.
Hi, I'm available for counseling. I can talk to you. You noticed by that sag on my pants. I have lots of professional therapeutical
You
advice.
noticed by my saggy pants.
I have a very professional service to offer you. Hmm.
Walking around with your pants sagging like that, you wanted it.
Oh,
Spencer,
I want to give this counseling.
I noticed you didn't play any Kingdom Hearts games.
Fuck that game. I played one and a little bit of two. Fuck those games. They're terrible.
Those
Give me your
games are
best-
great combat.
Donald Duck.
Those games control so poorly.
Whatever.
They're
Eat my
so
butt.
bad. Like, okay, a little spoiler thing. I'm playing Nier right now.
What the fuck?
The remaster.
Yeah.
And you scared the shit out of me when you said they were intending to make Kingdom Hearts. Or that was
No,
like
no.
the we
They're
want you to
making
make a
anti
Kingdom Hearts.
Hearts.
Right? No, but they wanted him to make Kingdom Hearts.
Queendom
Yeah,
Hearts.
And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, if this plays anything like that, Nier plays like what Kingdom Hearts should play like.
Exactly.
Like it's very
they
very
wanted to-
solid and tight. Kingdom Hearts like plays like you're in space, and every time you jump, you kind of like spin around almost, and it's so terrible. Kingdom
I
Hearts
more
plays like
meant
shit.
with Nier. I more meant the story and stuff. Also, they wanted, which you can see that with like the shades.
Yeah.
We'll get into that, but
Yeah.
they wanted. Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna make the antithesis of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, no, I'm super glad he went that way because it's so much better. Kingdom Hearts itself, I hate that game. I hate the story. I hate the characters. I hate the gameplay. It's just I hate the music. It's like a bunch of K-pop crap.
How the fuck do you hate the music, dude?
I hate pop. I hate that stupid poppy
Just
music.
the intro is K-pop, and then like the rest of the game is classic fucking Final Fantasy music.
No,
not
and
K-pop.
and a bunch of Disney music.
Well, yeah,
little
that's a
Korean.
given because it is. But the original arranged music for that series is fucking phenomenal.
I didn't like it. I hated every aspect of that game. I think it's stupid.
You know I'd walk 1,000 miles if I could
just
save Goofy,
save Goofy
tonight.
God.
I love Kingdom Hearts music.
I got a keyblade. I'm gonna whack you in the
That's-
forehead.
That's the crossover right there. Dawson's Creek X Kingdom Hearts.
Is that even Dawson's Creek? Is
Let
that
us know in
even
the
Dawson's
comments below. Is that Dawson's Creek?
Teddy, you always say that's Dawson's Creek. I don't think that's Dawson's Creek.
I'm gonna find it through Dawson's Creek. And by golly, when I do,
I'm gonna rewatch
can
Dawson's
count.
Creek.
we're gonna join us next week for the Dawson's Creek series review. Where we will be reviewing episodes 1 through 10 in season 1. Does Dawson have a creek? Is there shit up it? Find out next time
Who shit in the creek?
in Dawson's Creek narrative analysis. Shit.
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 My ice cream truck.
Blah! Ice cream truck. Remember that? Really classic moment. Very good.
Nobody's gonna break the silence. Okay, fine. I'll do it. See you next time in the Button Mappers.
Hey y'all, don't forget to subscribe to them button mappers.